Hi everybody, welcome back to Mofo's Lessons. You're back with your fave and I missed you guys. So today the girls have been asking people every time I'm on the street, people have something to say about it. So today I'm going to give you guys the tea and we're going to talk about plastic surgery. So, for those of you who do not know, I have had plastic surgery. I got my butt done May 2022, and honestly, I love my results. I have been thinking about doing surgery for literally all my life. Well, not all of my life, but I've always wanted a bigger butt. And yeah, so I had surgery in 2022. And honestly, it was one of the best decisions I made, but it took a lot of time before I actually decided on a doctor, and it honestly took a lot of money too. So I am going to give you guys some tips. I'm going to kind of guide you guys in your decision making process, and just keep in mind that you're just hearing everything from my experience. Surgery is so complex. Everybody's body types are different. People have different types of health complications, and people go to different states, different countries. So this is just one experience, and it's my experience. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into it. So, like I said before, I had wanted to have a bigger butt for as long as I can remember. So then when the BBL surgery kind of became big, I knew I wanted to do it. So I would say I started researching doctors, I would say for about 3 years before I actually booked my surgery date. So I booked my surgery date in 2021. And I have screenshots and pictures and everything going back all the way from 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. So where I started first, honestly, was Instagram. You can literally just type in BBL and all these doctors pop up on your page. So that is really honestly the best place to start is Instagram. It's so different how the world works now, because before, you had to kind of shop on Google to find a good doctor, but you can honestly look on social media. But I will warn you, there's Photoshop, there's photo editing, there's angles, tips, and all different types of different things. So you have to be Instagram is a good start place, but it's not a good finish place. So I would say start with Instagram, start researching maybe 10 doctors that you like their work. And I would say with this starting point, if you see the doctor do anybody's body bad, let's say he does 10 great jobs, but then there's one bad job, X that doctor out. Because just because he only has that one bad job on there doesn't mean he's only done one bad person. If he has any bad results that you see, or if she has any bad results on her Instagram page, or anybody tagging them saying that they did their body and it looks terrible to you, or you don't like the results, exit out that doctor. X that out, because yeah. So that's step one. That's number one. Now to go deeper, let's say now, okay, I have 5 for sure doctors that I like. So what do I do next? So then I would say, then that's when you jump to Facebook and you join the Facebook groups, because let me tell you something. Those Facebook groups have thousands, 50,000, 100,000 people in them, literally showing all of their results, all of their business, everything. The Facebook groups, honestly, is where it's at. So go to your Facebook group and then type in the name of the doctor. Usually, most plastic surgeons have Facebook groups. My doctor, he had a Facebook group, and I couldn't find his Facebook group, honestly, until I put my payment down and when I decided that he was going to be my doctor. And I will tell you guys my doctor, but you guys got to keep watching until I tell you. Okay, so go to Facebook. There's generic BBL. There's a lipo 360 BBL group, and that's the one that I joined. It had like over 50K people in it. So I looked at that. I went through everything, researched all the stuff on all the doctors. So finally, I would say like my top 3 doctors when I was done doing my research was Dr. Zach, Dr. Alex Earl, and then I liked Dr. Jung too, but it seemed like he just kind of did only a certain body type. And so there was another doctor, Dr. Patrick HSU, like Hugh, I don't know how to say it, but he was in, I want to say Dallas at Memorial Plastic Surgery. So those were like my top 3. So I actually reached out to those 3 doctors. So when you reach out to the doctors and you sign up for a consultation, they'll start sending you price lists, packages, and then a time to do a consultation. So Dr. Zach, his consultation was $100. So I had one with him. He looked me over, said I had good skin, whatever. But I wouldn't go to Dr. Zach now because he just had her death recently. Jackie O, DC Young Fly's wife, she just passed recently. So, and he was her doctor. So automatically for me, that would be a big X. Like I would not go to that doctor. And then the Memorial Plastic Surgery, he was booked out up until I think he was booked out up until 2023. And so, or maybe 2022. And I knew I wanted to have it was 2023. So he was booked out until 2023. And mind you, I'm booking in 2021. So I wanted to have surgery sooner. So then I took him off the list, and his price was super high. So then I went with Alex Earl at Pure Plastic Surgery in Miami. And I'm going to talk about my experience with all of that. But yeah, so that's where I would look. And then also to make sure your surgeon is a part of the American Board of Plastic Surgery, because you want your doctor to be a part of American Board of Plastic Surgery, because that means he's board certified. You don't want to just go to any old surgeon, because they have surgeons, they have dentists doing plastic surgery. Like anybody can do plastic surgery in certain places. You don't really have to have a license. People are doing stuff under the table. It's really not cool. So I would say make sure your doctor is board certified. Mine was double board certified. I didn't just go to anybody, and I did a lot of research. Your second place that you want to look is the Real Self app. It's Real Self, and you could see everybody's cosmetic work. People are uploading photos and uploading reviews on all the surgeons. It's such a good resource to have. So Instagram, Facebook, Real Self, and then just Google if your doctor has any deaths, Google if he's changed his name, anything like that, because it's really gonna help you. Now, when you're researching your surgeon, when I was researching my surgeon, this is what I did. I looked at surgeons that did surgery on women whose body type looked like mine. So at the time of surgery, my stats were, I was 5'2" and I weighed about 147 pre-op. But I did a lot of exercising. I worked out a lot. My diet was great. I really wasn't drinking that much. I was really prepping my body for surgery. So, and I'm a dark-skinned woman. So I looked at what doctors had minimum scarring, because a lot of times black skin, dark skin tends to keloid. So you want to look at scars. You want to look at just anything that could possibly, be a cosmetic defect, because it's what if your BBL looks nice but you have a huge keloid all in between and all these holes on your butt and on your back and stuff like that. You don't want that. So I looked at literally all of that stuff, and it's also if you're not gonna send your doctor a wish pic of Meg the Stallion and you're 5'2", right? And Meg the Stallion, her butt is real. So it's if I'm 5'2" and I send Meg the Stallion and she's 5'10" or however tall she is, it's him doing her body and doing mine is different. So make sure you look at people whose body is like similar to yours. So if she's like 5 foot to 5'4" and you're like 5'2", like that's a good place to start. Or if somebody's 250 pounds and you're 150, like it doesn't matter if he did her surgery good, your body doesn't look like that. So those are the biggest tips that I could say with your starting point of surgery. Make sure you do all your research. Make sure your doctor doesn't have any deaths. Even if he has one, like BBL surgery is so complex because you have this artery that goes through your butt, and if they inject fat into that artery, you immediately die. So that's why they say it's such a risky surgery. And I like to say, like, shout out to my doctor, because they use this like ultrasound technology to make sure that they don't hit that vein or that artery. So my doctor, he had that equipment. So I was super, concerned about that. That was one thing that I was, it's a scary surgery. And I mean, we hear all the time about people not making it from that surgery. So you got it with BB. If it was like the boobs or like a nose or something, I wouldn't be like super anal about it. But they say BBLs are the riskiest surgery. So you really have to like spend some time. Don't just go to anybody. And like, you can walk anywhere in the South or anywhere in LA or whatever, and you can just see so many people with just botched bodies, So at the end of all this, I'm going to stand up so you guys can all see the bod, because I'm a year post-op. Actually, I'm over a year now. I'm like a year and a half. So yeah. But yeah, so that's where I want to start with you guys. So do your research. Look into your surgeons. Instagram. I'll tag like some pages that I looked at, so that you guys can kind of see where my starting point was. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys keep watching this series. Next, we're going to talk about costs. We're going to talk about those recovery homes. We're going to talk about safety. I'm going to give you guys like my full review on Dr. Alex Earl, because there were some pros and there was some cons. I do love my results, but there are some things that I didn't really like at my plastic surgery center. So I'm going to get all into that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.